Winter bikes. If you ride outside during the winter, then they will save your nice bike from being destroyed by the terribly cold conditions. But which approach should you take when building one up? Do you start with an aluminium frame like I did?
Or do you get a fancy carbon bike like me? Why not dive into the comments to tell us who built the best winter bike? And of course, don't forget to let us know where we got it wrong.
Before we start on the frame details, don't forget to subscribe, and if you enjoy this video, give it a like. We do appreciate it. Right, let's start down here. The main difference between the bikes is the frame material. I have aluminium, while Felix has gone all posh with carbon fibre. But carbon for winter, Felix?
Well, I will say there's absolutely nothing wrong with carbon fibre in the winter. While it might be seen as delicate by some, modern carbon frames are perfectly capable of standing up to whatever winter throws at them. Carbon brings a host of benefits, and this Cannondale Synapse frame, which I bought a few years ago, is tuned to offer plenty of comfort. And that is ideal for winter when a lot of the surfaces tend to be at their worst. This frame is also pretty light and stiff, making it a bit easier for me to ride the climbs when, well, my fitness isn't at its peak.
While Felix's carbon frame is indeed very fancy, there is a certain dependability that I love from an aluminium frame. It feels solid. It feels ready to tackle the winter with me, and while I love riding my super light Athos in summer, part of what makes it feel so good is that my winter bike is quite heavy. Yes, it does feel a little bit harsher, but this is mostly mitigated by the wider tyres that I like to use in the winter. I also love this straight top tube because, well, it's easy to fit a massive frame pump underneath, and I swapped that for a skin suit, which is a very good deal in my opinion.
There's also a big difference between the group sets that we've chosen. Although they are both mostly Ultegra 11 speed, I've got the mechanical group set here, which is ideal for my penchant for super long rides. I haven't felt the need to change it. It's got a compact chain set and a huge 11 to 34 tooth cassette on the back, providing much easier gears. The compact chain set is the Cannondale SI. Disc brakes are an obvious winter bike choice for me, and I've got these 160mm rotors. Some of the eagle-eyed among you might have noticed already, but the calipers are in fact Shimano 105, not Ultegra. Now what happened was, the original calipers needed replacing after about 3 years. These 105 versions, I have to say, they still look every bit as premium as the Ultegras, in my opinion, and basically the same performance.
Now, before you call my Shimano Ultegra Di2 electronic group set excessive, you need to know that this is a proper parts bin build. The rear derailleur did 20,000 kilometers on my old Cannondale Super 6, and I've put another 10,000 on it with this winter bike. The shifters come from an old cyclocross bike, the cassette used to be on my hill climb bike, and the Power to Max NG Eco power meter has seen years of use. I think the only thing that I actually bought for this build was the silver 105 brake calipers. Not bad, I'd say. I have to say, electronic shifting is an absolute godsend in the winter. My hands get quite cold, and being able to change gear with a simple click is much easier. My gearing is a 53-36 at the front and an 11 to 30 tooth cassette at the back. That's plenty for me on most hills. I have to admit though, I was crying out for a smaller gear when I tried to ride up a 15% gradient with a full backpack. I'm sure it's, I don't know, character building maybe?
Yeah, I'm not surprised. Yeah.
Anyway, I've come to really enjoy some stopping power, so I've got a 160mm rotors up front. When it comes to wheels, our bikes are very, very similar. Carbon wheels proved themselves in 2010's Paris-Roubaix, and now that disc brakes are a thing, you're not going to destroy your rims by riding them through a winter like you might do with a rim brake bike.
I've got a set of the DT Swiss ERC 1400 die-cut wheels. with tubeless Schwalbe Pro 1 tyres in a 28mm size. I think this combination is absolutely amazing. It's really good for reducing the amount of effort I have to put in when turning the gears through the winter. The rims are 45mm deep and optimised for 28mm tyres. They're pretty light still at just under 1500 grams for the pair, whilst they offer an aerodynamic advantage over shallower rim profiles. The tyres have held up well, although I've not put a huge amount of wear onto them yet. So the Pro ones I've got are very fast, and you'll see them equipped on Tour de France bikes. Despite this though, I found them to be surprisingly good at avoiding punctures. Yeah, it might be a bit silly to have such premium tyres on a bike to ride through the winter, but with the combination of these tyres and wheels, I think this bike really comes alive, even though there are mudguards fitted to the bike. Tubeless can be a hassle, but this is a great combination in my experience. Just make sure you use plenty of sealant, especially when it gets really cold.
While the winter is often a time for a slower pace of riding, I use this bike to commute to work, and I want to spend as little time doing that as possible. So I've got some fancy aero hoops from Hunt. These are actually the wheels that featured in our tubeless installation pro video. So naturally I've got them set up with inner tubes. There is good reason for this, Felix, I promise. Clincher only tyres are often cheaper, and as a bike mechanics in years gone by, I rate my tyre changing abilities. If I do get a flat, then I know I can change it, and I'm going to be rolling again in a few minutes. Tubeless requires a bit too much upkeep in the winter for my liking, so I'd rather just stick to my trusty inner tubes.
I think in this one we're going to agree to disagree. But what do you think? Let us know, obviously, in the comments on Road Tubeless.
Both of us, Felix, also swear on one vital accessory for a winter bike. Mudguards. They keep you dry, they keep the people that you're riding with dry. What is not to love?
Yep, and we're both recommending full length ones too. I've got the hugely popular SKS Blue Metals, which are made of plastic. They keep me dry, they're pretty quiet, and I think they look pretty classy in this matte black finish.
Adding weight to my bike is a set of full metal Kinesis fend-off guards. These were designed specifically for the 4-season disc frame set, and as a result they fit perfectly. The coverage is good even over the 30mm tyre on the rear, and there are also holes down here so that you can make your own mud flaps. Both of us also have lights because winter riding often means cycling after dark. These are big lights too. Up front I have Exposure's Toro Mark 14. It is an absolute beast, and at the back I have a couple of Magic Shine lights. The big one is the CME 300 and the little one is from the 150 combo. If you want some help with buying bike lights, then why not check out our buyer's guide? There'll be a link at the end of the video.
Meanwhile, I have the Magic Shine RN 3000 for the front lights, and I've got the Exposure Boost front light for commuting. At the back, I've got the matching Exposure Boost rear light. The Boost lights are excellent, and you can read my review on these on BikeRadar.com. The link is in the description. The Magic Shine light, to be fair, has done me very proud, and it's even survived a 200-mile ride through the night.
And then, Felix, we come to the all-important factor, the colour. You might think that a dark colour is best for hiding the dirt that comes with winter rides here in the endlessly rainy UK, but Felix and I have both gone for bright colours.
It just makes me happy.
Yeah, orange for you and a very, very dashing shade of pink for me. Actually, different shades of pink depending on where you are on the frame. I think this was a Friday job.
Well, there are two different takes on winter road bikes. Neither of us will agree on who built the best bike, obviously. So we're going to leave that down to you to decide.
Was it the lightweight carbon machine from Felix, or a bit of a parts bin build from me? Let us know in the comments below. Before you go, make 2024 the year that you subscribe to the channel. Give us a like if you enjoyed the video, and we will see you next time. Back again.
on that?
Yep.
Yeah.